With Halloween coming up, we figured we'd give you a two-for-one treat. Nvidia, the trillion-dollar chip company, and Jensen Huang, the innovative CEO behind the hardware. Like and subscribe if you like the information. Thanks. You know, when you think about Nvidia, gaming probably comes to mind first, right? Those powerful GeForce graphics cards that make our favorite games look so real.
Yeah, they've been a dominant force in gaming for decades, but what's really fascinating is how they've leveraged that expertise to become the leader in AI. It's not just about making faster chips, it's about a fundamental shift in computing.
Okay, let's unpack this. So how did a gaming company become the backbone of the AI revolution?
Well, it started with a strategic focus on software alongside hardware. Back in 2006, NVIDIA introduced CUDA, a software toolkit that enabled parallel processing on their GPUs. Think of it like this. A CPU is like a single, very powerful chef trying to cook a complex meal. A GPU with CUD is like having a whole team of cooks working together, each focusing on a specific task. This parallel processing is essential for AI, which involves massive amounts of data and complex computations.
So the same technology that renders those stunning graphics in games is also perfect for training AI models.
Exactly. And this foresight paid off big time. In 2012, a neural network called AlexNet, powered by NVIDIA GPUs, blew away the competition in a major image recognition contest. This was a watershed moment. It showed the world the incredible potential of GPUs for deep learning, and it really marked the beginning of NVIDIA's AI dominance.
So they were kind of ahead of the curve, seeing the potential of AI before many others.
Absolutely, and they haven't slowed down since. Jensen Huang, NVIDIA's CEO, has this vision of data centers evolving into AI factories, operating 24/7, powering everything from self-driving cars to the digital workforce.
AI factories, that sounds like something straight out of science fiction.
It does, doesn't it? But
So-
it's closer to reality than you might think. And here's the thing, we're talking about trillions of dollars worth of existing data center infrastructure that needs to be modernized to support this AI-powered future. This represents a massive market for NVIDIA. Companies are facing a choice. Invest in the technology of the past or the technology of the future.
Sounds like a no-brainer to me.
Exactly. Now I know what you might be thinking. What about those custom AI chips that companies like Google and Amazon are developing? Won't that threaten NVIDIA's dominance?
Yeah, that's a good question. I've been hearing a lot about that lately.
It's a valid concern, for
Yeah.
sure. But NVIDIA's moat goes beyond just GPUs. They've spent decades building a full-stack platform with deep software integration and partnerships across the entire industry. It's not just about the chips themselves, it's about the ecosystem they've created.
So it's like they're not just selling ingredients, they're providing the entire recipe, the kitchen, and the team of chefs to help you create that amazing meal.
That's a fantastic analogy. They've become a market maker, not just a share taker, as Jensen Huang likes to say. They're creating a platform that can be used everywhere, from the cloud to the edge, not just competing on individual chips.
Now, there's been a lot of debate lately about open source versus closed source AI models, especially on platforms like Twitter. Where does NVIDIA stand on that?
Jensen Huang has a really interesting perspective on this. He sees the value in both. Closed-source models, like ChatGPT, drive innovation and create strong economic models. But open-source models are crucial for democratizing access to AI, allowing entire industries to engage with the technology and accelerate its development.
So it's not an either-or situation.
Exactly. It's about finding the right balance. And NVIDIA is putting their money where their mouth is. They developed their own open source model called Nemotron, which is specialized for reward systems. Essentially, it's like the best critique out there, helping to improve other AI models, even closed ones.
So it's like having a team of expert reviewers helping to refine and improve everyone's work, regardless of whether they're working on a solo project or a collaborative one.
That's a great way to put it. This open approach is really pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI. A great example of that is what Elon Musk's X.AI did. They built a massive supercluster of 100,000 NVIDIA GPUs in just 19 days.
19 days. That sounds almost impossible. How is that even feasible?
It's a testament to the readiness and scalability of NVIDIA's technology. Think about the intricate wiring, networking, and software integration that went into that project. It required an incredible level of pre-planning and engineering expertise.
So does this mean we're entering the age of million GPU clusters?
The demand is definitely there, and NVIDIA is already preparing for that future with their new Blackwell platform. It's not just a new chip, it's a whole platform designed specifically for generative AI with innovative features like a new transformer engine, an NVLink switch for faster data transfer, and extreme energy efficiency.
Hold on, NVLink switch, transformer engine. Can we break those down a bit for our listeners who might not be familiar with those terms?
Of course. Think of the transformer engine as a specialized processor designed to handle the complex calculations involved in training large language models, like the ones that power ChatGPT. It's like having a super efficient engine specifically built for a high-performance race car. And the NVLink switch is like a high-speed highway system within the platform, allowing different components to communicate with each other incredibly quickly.
So it's all about optimizing for speed and efficiency.
Exactly. And when you combine that with NVIDIA's DGX systems, which are essentially supercomputers in a box, you get some mind-blowing capabilities. We're talking about packing an exaflop of AI processing power into a single rack, more than entire supercomputers just a few years ago.
Wow, that's a lot to process.
Yeah.
So we've got this incredible technology, and then we've got Jensen Huang, the visionary leader behind it all. What's his leadership style like? How does he manage to stay on top of everything?
Well, one thing that's really impressive is NVIDIA's incredible efficiency. Their revenue and profits per employee are off the charts, which speaks to their laser focus and how well they execute. As for Jensen Huang, he's known for his deep technical understanding, his long-term vision, and his ability to inspire his team. He's also embraced AI as a tool for his own learning and growth.
So he's not just building AI, he's living it.
Absolutely. He sees AI as his tutor, assistant, and brainstorming partner. It's a testament to his deep belief in the power of this technology.
This has been a fascinating look at NVIDIA's journey so far. But what about the future? What's next for them?
Well, in the next part, we'll delve into how this technology is being applied across various industries, from healthcare to finance to entertainment, and we'll explore some of the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead for this trillion-dollar company as they continue to push the boundaries of what's possible with AI. You know, one thing that often gets overlooked in all the excitement around AI is just how resource intensive it is. We're talking massive amounts of data, complex algorithms, and incredibly powerful hardware all working together.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling to think about the scale of it all. And that must require a ton of energy, right? Sustainability has to be a major concern.
Absolutely. And that's why NVIDIA's focus on energy efficiency is so important. Their new chips like Blackwell are designed not only to be incredibly powerful, but also to use energy more efficiently. It's not just about being environmentally conscious, though that's a big part of it. It's also about practicality. As these AI models get larger and more complex, energy costs can become a real barrier.
So it's a win-win. Better performance and a smaller environmental footprint. But let's go back to the hardware for a second. You mentioned earlier that GPUs are particularly well suited for AI. What makes them so different from CPUs?
It all comes down to how they handle computations. A CPU is like a Swiss Army knife, designed for general-purpose computing. It can handle a wide variety of tasks, but it's not specialized for any one thing. A GPU, on the other hand, is specifically designed for parallel processing. It can perform many calculations simultaneously, which is perfect for AI tasks that involve processing huge datasets and running complex algorithms.
So instead of one super-fast processor tackling everything one by one, you have a whole army of processors working together in parallel.
That's a great way to put it. And NVIDIA has spent decades refining this specialized hardware. They've also developed a deep understanding of the software and algorithms that drive AI. It's this synergy between hardware and software that really sets them apart.
So it's not just about building the fastest chips, it's about understanding the entire ecosystem and optimizing everything to work together seamlessly.
Exactly. They're building a platform that's not only powerful, but also accessible, enabling the next generation of AI breakthroughs. And that's what makes NVIDIA so exciting. They're not just building chips, they're building the future.
Okay, I have to ask, what does that future look like? Where do you see NVIDIA and AI as a whole going in the next 5 to 10 years?
One of the most fascinating areas is robotics. We already see AI powering robots in warehouses, factories, and even hospitals, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. As AI models become more sophisticated and the hardware becomes more powerful and efficient, we'll see robots capable of performing increasingly complex tasks.
I can imagine a world where robots are seamlessly integrated into our daily lives, helping us with everything from household chores to complex medical procedures.
Absolutely. And it's not just about the robots themselves, but about the interaction between AI robotics and the physical world. That's where NVIDIA's Omniverse platform comes in. It's a virtual world where companies can create digital twins of their products, factories, and even entire cities.
Digital twins. That sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. What's the point of creating these virtual replicas?
It allows companies to test and refine their designs in a safe and controlled environment. Imagine being able to simulate a new car design in a crash test without actually building a physical prototype, or optimizing the layout of a factory to improve efficiency and reduce waste. The possibilities are endless.
So it's like having a giant sandbox where you can experiment and iterate without any real-world consequences. That's incredibly powerful.
Exactly. And it's not just for physical objects. We're also seeing digital twins being used to model complex systems like traffic flow in a city or the spread of a disease. This allows us to understand these systems better and make more informed decisions.
So it's not just about efficiency and productivity, it's about using AI and simulation to solve some of the world's most pressing problems.
You got it. And that's what makes NVIDIA so compelling. They're not just building technology for technology's sake. They're building tools that can help us understand the world better, solve complex problems, and ultimately create a better future.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
But with all this incredible potential, there must also be some significant challenges. Right.
Correct.
I mean, keeping up with the pace of innovation in AI alone seems daunting.
You're absolutely right. The AI field is evolving at an incredible speed, and NVIDIA needs to stay ahead of the curve to maintain its leadership position. This requires constant investment in research and development, as well as strategic partnerships and acquisitions. It's a constant race to push the boundaries of what's possible.
And what about the increasing complexity of AI models? I mean, the models are only getting larger and more sophisticated.
That's another huge challenge. These models require ever more powerful hardware and software to train and run.
Hmm.
NVIDIA needs to continue to innovate to meet these demands, and it's not easy. But it's a good problem to have in a way because it means the field is advancing rapidly.
Okay, so we've talked about the technical challenges, but what about the human side of things? Jensen Huang has been called a visionary leader, and he's certainly built an incredible company. What can we learn from his leadership style?
One thing that stands out is his ability to anticipate industry trends and make bold bets. He saw the potential of GPUs for AI long before it became mainstream, and he had the courage to invest heavily in it. That long-term vision and willingness to take risks are essential for any successful leader, especially in a field as fast-moving as technology.
He's not afraid to disrupt the status quo and pursue unconventional ideas. That's a valuable lesson for anyone, really.
Absolutely. He also has a deep understanding of both the technical and business sides of the industry. He's an engineer at heart, but he also has a keen sense of market dynamics and customer needs. This combination allows him to make strategic decisions that drive innovation and growth.
So he's the perfect blend of inventor and entrepreneur.
Exactly. And on top of that, he's known for his passion and charisma. He's a gifted communicator who can inspire his team, his customers, and the entire industry.
He's not just building a company, he's building a movement. And that's incredibly powerful. So we've covered a lot of ground here. NVIDIA's hardware and software, their foray into robotics and simulation, the challenges of keeping up with innovation, and even Jensen Huang's leadership style. What's next for this deep dive?
Well, in the final part, we're going to explore how NVIDIA's technology is being used to revolutionize specific industries, from healthcare and finance to entertainment. And we'll take a closer look at the opportunities and challenges that lie ahead for this trillion-dollar company.
Okay, so we've established that NVIDIA is at the forefront of this AI revolution. But it's not just about building cool tech in a vacuum, right? How is this technology actually being used to make a difference in the real world?
That's the exciting part. NVIDIA's impact is being felt across a wide range of industries. We're talking healthcare, finance, entertainment, you name it. Take healthcare, for example. NVIDIA's AI is being used to accelerate drug discovery, personalize medicine, and even assist with complex surgeries.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier those super fast DNA sequencing techniques. I read about that 13-year-old boy who needed a heart transplant, and AI helped diagnose him in time. It's amazing to think that this technology played a role in saving his life.
And that's just one example. AI is being used to analyze medical images, predict patient outcomes, and even develop entirely new treatment plans. It's completely changing the way we approach healthcare.
It's incredible how AI is impacting so many different aspects of our lives. What about the world of finance? I imagine AI is making a big splash there, too.
Absolutely. Financial institutions are using AI to detect fraud, manage risk, and make more informed investment decisions. Algorithmic trading is becoming increasingly sophisticated, and AI-powered chatbots are revolutionizing customer service.
So those robo-advisors I keep hearing about are getting even smarter.
Exactly. They're now able to personalize financial advice based on individual needs and goals. This is a game changer for accessibility, making financial planning more readily available to a wider range of people.
So it's like AI is democratizing access to complex services across the board. But what about the entertainment industry? How is NVIDIA shaping the movies we watch and the games we play?
Well, we talked before about NVIDIA's RTX technology, which is bringing real-time ray tracing to video games, making the graphics incredibly realistic. But it goes beyond that. AI is also being used to generate special effects, create lifelike characters, and even write scripts.
So those Hollywood blockbusters are about to get even more visually stunning and immersive.
And it's not just Hollywood that benefits. AI is empowering independent filmmakers and game developers, giving them access to tools that were once only available to big studios.
It sounds like AI is leveling the playing field, giving anyone with a creative vision the tools to bring their ideas to life. But with all this progress, there must be some challenges along the way. What are some of the hurdles NVIDIA is facing?
One of the biggest challenges is the sheer pace of innovation in the AI field. It's evolving so rapidly that NVIDIA has to constantly push the boundaries to maintain its leading position. This means continuous investment in research and development, as well as strategic partnerships and acquisitions.
It's like a never-ending race, constantly pushing forward to stay ahead.
Yeah.
And what about the increasing complexity of AI models? We talked about that earlier, how these models are becoming massive and incredibly sophisticated. How does NVIDIA keep up with that?
That's a significant hurdle. As these models grow, they demand even more powerful hardware and software to train and run them effectively. NVIDIA has to constantly innovate to meet these demands, which is a challenge in itself.
It's a good problem to have in a way, but still a problem nonetheless. So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of NVIDIA, what's the key takeaway for our listeners?
I think the most important takeaway is that NVIDIA is more than just a chip company. They're a driving force behind the AI revolution, shaping the future of computing, and their impact is being felt across nearly every aspect of our lives.
It's been a fascinating journey exploring their story. From gaming to AI, from groundbreaking hardware to innovative software, and now venturing into robotics and the metaverse, it's clear that NVIDIA is playing a key role in shaping the future. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of NVIDIA and Jensen Huang. Be sure to check out the show notes for more information, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating deep dives into the topics that